All right, welcome back into the Lowdown Sports Show, Season 3. I'm your host, Drew,
Heck yeah. I'm BJ.
and we're here again to give you the lowdown on all things basketball.
Now that's how a season should start, Drew.
Man, welcome back,
Woo!
BJ.
Hey, Drew, it doesn't feel like we picked up, too much further off from where we left off. Not too
That's
much
right.
time off, but hey, I know we missed last week, but it didn't really feel like we missed any time at all, Drew, especially when we get talking about what we're going to talk about in this episode because it pertains to where we left off in last season's finale.
Indeed. Today in this episode, we're going to eat a W.
Eat a
Gonna get a
W.
W today, BJ. We're not talking football, guys. I promise it's not
Not
happening
quite.
on this here show. Talking a lot of basketball though. My man Cam back in the chat. Welcome back, Cam. Good to see you. Talking this episode, of course, our usual NBA and WNBA, but let's get specific, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the NBA retiring Bill Russell's number 6 around the league. Talking those NBA Christmas games that you got set on your
Ooh.
schedule now here in 4 months and 9 days from today. Ready to watch some
Is
Christmas
it
games.
really only that close? It's coming up. Oh man,
Time is flying.
I
We also
know.
got some WNBA playoff predictions we're going to drop on you.
Yes,
And
sir.
my WNBA ballot. BJ gave you his end of season awards. I'm giving you my official ballot. A lot of this, most of awards haven't been released yet. I don't believe any, just some AP stuff. So you're getting. I'm gonna give you guys the full bag here on what I got. This was probably the hardest year.
Yeah,
To send in my votes for, but we'll
yeah.
get to that. We'll get to that later. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot in store, and everybody's favorite game show with it or quit it. And guys, like we said, we got the mailbag monthly. So anytime you hear our voices and you got some questions for us, you want to give us our own with it or quit it, just send that stuff in to our email, that's lowdowntha at gmail.com. Send those questions in and we'll get it popping. We'll get it popping with
Heck
those
yeah.
questions. But what we're going to get popping right now is this show, BJ. You ready to go?
I'm ready, man. I've been waiting for almost a full 2 weeks. Let's get it.
Man, let's rock and roll. So, BJ, as I stated earlier, the NBA, uh, mainly I guess because of Magic Johnson's echoing that this needed to be happen. He was the first voice, a person that I saw that this should go down, saying that the NBA should retire Bill Russell's number 6 jersey throughout the league. The league has not retired any jersey before throughout the league. The only league that I
Yeah,
believe has a jersey retired for every team, BJ, is
Major League Baseball.
there you go. Major League Baseball for Jackie Robinson. So
Hmm.
Bill Russell is the second to get his retired throughout a sports league. Only the NBA and MLB have that done in their respective leagues. The thing
Yes.
is with this retirement, um, players that are currently wearing number 6 will get to continue wearing number 6. This thing will be, as they say, grandfathered in, BJ.
Yes. Yeah.
And
This
players like
happened with.
LeBron James, Montrezl Harrell will continue to keep their number 6, provided they want to wear 6 again this year. Um, and they will get to keep that until their careers are over with. And LeBron James, he just switched back to 6, so I imagine he's going to stick this out. I don't know that he'll swap again. I'll be sad because I got a LeBron 6 in my closet. I just wore it this weekend,
Yeah.
so I'd have to send it in for a swap for the 2-3, or I don't know, maybe NBA Store will just bless all of us and give us a free other jersey if we have one. That'd be awesome. But
Well,
either way,
I was gonna say he only switched to 6 because he was going to let Anthony Davis have his number, right, when he got to
right,
LA,
and now
and then
AD hasn't taken it, so maybe he's gonna have no problem going back with 23. I don't
yeah,
know. We'll see.
it's going to
He
be
did.
very
He
interesting.
did win a championship under 23 with the Lakers too. So
That's right.
he's got as many championships under 23 as he has under 6. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's really a toss up for him. But like I said, all the teams around the league are going to be retiring Bill Russell's number 6. And we talked about Bill Russell last time, BJ. 13
Yes.
year career, 11-time NBA champion, made it 12 times, and is one of the most iconic players in the league. And
Yeah.
It kind of wasn't surprising that this was coming, especially, how revered he was, and like he impacted, so many generations to continue just because of not only his game and his activism, but just he was still present for so many years.
Yes.
Beyond that, with all the generations that have come by with the game, like, Kobe, Shaq and them have played and retired like while Bill Russell was still here, just
Yeah.
showing up, handing out the Finals MVP every year except for the past few. um, so I mean, he's been. It seems like so timeless, and we talk about his playing days being in the 50s, and like he just
Yeah.
passed. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, the fact that he was during like he still looked. I mean, not maybe not as old, but still old Bill Russell in those videos with Magic and Larry. Like he
Yeah.
still looks like, like it's crazy to see like
Yeah.
how
He
far
didn't
back.
age.
Yeah, like he's been like, what, 50 something forever, and it's just looked like
Yeah.
that. And then all of a sudden he hits, like, the age finally catches up with him. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy to see. Like, he was with young Magic, and now he's with old Magic. He was with young Jordan and them, and now he's with old Jordan.
Old
And
Jordan. Yeah.
seeing every version of Shaq, all throughout Shaq's life, he's grown up through school, played, retired, and then been inducted into the Hall of Fame. And Bill Russell was through, all of it. He's
Yeah.
so timeless, and it seems like, the one guy that, it seems like probably beat Father Time, like, 12 trips to the finals in a 13-year career, and just survived as long as he did. Like, that's the guy that had kind of Father Time figured out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that it didn't happen a lot sooner. Maybe it was just one of those kind of things to, the respect and everything like that, that they kind of did not want to bestow upon it to a living person. I think this was kind of the honor that you give someone upon their death. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about when Jackie Robinson, his number was not retired across the league until about 20 years ago. Drew, you had players that were still wearing the number 42 as recently as 2013. Mariano Rivera, the longtime legendary New York Yankees closer, was the last player to ever wear the number 42 in Major League Baseball. And so it's great that there's, a legendary player that was the last to wear a legendary player's number in
Hmm.
that sport. And I have a feeling, I'm not sure who it'll be, but I'm hoping that we kind of have another parallel where we see someone, LeBron, he's not going to be playing, for more than 5 more years, let's say, Drew, if
Right.
that.
For sure.
But we do have a bunch of young talent across the league that is wearing the number 6, and it's possible that we could see another Hall of Fame career wearing the number 6, and maybe not to the level that Bill Russell was, but certainly a very deserving player of the number 6, and the distinction that's going to take on and hold as we continue to go on in the NBA in the years to come.
Well, with the crop that's currently wearing 6, I don't see it happening from anybody unless, Porzingis just happens to be injury free the rest of his career and just really puts it all together. But otherwise, you
Yeah.
got, Lou Williams, who's, about to retire. I mean, he's a free agent
Hmm.
right now. He almost retired before this last year. Alex Caruso, I mean, he's built, we know who Alex Caruso is. He's gotten the championship. He's not going to be,
Yeah.
Hall of Fame point guard Alex Caruso. Lance Stevenson, his career has been in and out of the league, and Hamidou Diallo, I mean, maybe he could turn into something, but I mean, what are the odds of that? And Quentin Grimes, we don't know what his future is like. Maybe Kenyon Martin Jr., huh? Who knows if you're being the most optimistic possible? But I think your last
Yeah.
chance is with LeBron James, and I mean, that's,
Probably.
I mean, you might as well just go out with LeBron. I mean, that's a certified. This is a
Yeah.
top 5 guy all time, and like you won't have that type of next level legendary player kind of parallel that you have with the MLB. Like, you
Yeah.
know, Rivera, he's regarded as one of the best, if not the best.
Yeah.
So, and that's the, Jackie. I don't know where he is universally as far as ranks in baseball, but I mean he was no slouch. He was no
Yeah.
slouch. But I mean,
Yeah.
so he is a great, countered by another great, and this is probably the only way you can even like get this situation to being as close as it is, because I
Yeah.
mean, like,
With
LeBron's
LeBron.
not going to get 11 championships, but
Yeah.
as far as all-time status, I mean, he's arguably for the majority of people already ahead of Bill Russell. in the
He
all time. Like who
he's
on
close
their all
to
time list is putting LeBron James below Bill Russell these days? I
not a
think that
whole
one's
lot.
the only people you can realistically, or most people realistically put LeBron below these days is MJ. So I mean, like
Yeah,
LeBron is that guy to be the dude to retire with six, and I
yeah,
mean, why not? I mean, especially if he finds out that kind of news, like if it's if he finds out like Rivera was the last 42 to wear 42 before the legend Jackie, and I could be the last six to wear six after Bill Russell,
yeah,
or his jersey gets retired.
yeah,
So I feel like, especially if LeBron gets wind of that kind of thing, he would hold on to it for a nostalgia thing for Bill.
yeah,
Because I don't think he necessarily really has any bones about if he has to go back to 23, then cool.
yeah.
He's like I said,
Yeah,
he won a championship in it, so it's not like people are going to be like, "Ew, 23" or anything like
yeah.
that.
You were talking
I
about
mean,
LeBron in terms of he's not going to get 11 championships, but he's pretty close to 11 or 12 appearances, right? He's got
he's
almost double
gotten
digits, I
10, I
think. Yeah,
believe,
or double digits. Yeah.
because he went
So
8 in a row and had the
mhm,
'07 and then the 2020, so he's been there 10
yeah.
times.
So okay, so he's getting pretty close in terms of appearances. I don't know if he's going to be able to get two more in the next
I don't know
4 or 5
about
years. It's going to be tough, but
one would be
certainly
great.
within reason. And yeah, I mean, rightfully so. I think that this was kind of it was. I didn't expect this news to come out as quickly as it did upon Bill Russell's passing. I'll be honest with you about that, Drew. I thought that maybe they'd announce like, you know, the month before the season started, and that way they'd have time to get banners made and hang up in each arena or whatnot. But it
Hmm.
makes sense for logistics and planning that they'd go ahead and take care of it when they did.
It really didn't surprise me at all, especially,
No,
when one of the legends of the game is calling for it, and it's just like, you really can't be like, well, we shouldn't for this reason. Like,
yeah,
I mean, what really can you argue about it? But like, man, that is one of the game's greats, one of the legends. I mean, the most winningest, player, definitely a player that's in the top 10. I mean,
yeah.
there's only, I think they said one other player that's got as many championships as him. That was his teammate. I don't remember his
Yeah,
name,
uh,
but
Robert Parrish, I think.
okay, yeah. So, I mean, when the greats are calling for it, and nobody's denouncing it, which who would? I mean, NBA is
Yeah,
going to act pretty fast. NBA is good with that kind of stuff. They make a decision pretty hastily. They don't they
yeah,
don't they don't take too much time on most
yeah,
things. Most things, I say. But I'm down with it. I am thankful
absolutely.
to get the LeBron six while it was available. If this is the last time I see it, so
Yeah,
it's almost coveted to have six jerseys of like big time players. So like if you're a super Caruso fan, then that's cool for you to have. If you're a
go get a
big
Caruso. Yeah,
Montrezl Harrell fan, that's cool for you to have. But otherwise, most people aren't going to buy those other guys' jerseys. To be
wonder if we
honest with
could go get a
you, or
KP
Porzingis.
Mavs jersey on discount with it's having the number 6.
You
Might be
can,
worth.
you can. They're already
Yeah,
discounted because it's his old team.
yeah,
If you want to
but
get the Mavericks one.
with the news of number 6, I mean that's may go back up
I
in value again.
that's a maybe
I don't know.
that's a
It was a
possibility.
thought. And
Maybe.
speaking of those Mavericks, Drew, we got some pretty big news about NBA's Christmas Day slate of games. Always one of the best things about Christmas is that we get lots of really great matchups to enjoy on the hardwood every single year. And this year is seemingly going to be just as good, if not better, than last year's was. I mean, we could talk about these matchups real quick. Mavericks are set to, for the second time ever, host a Christmas Day home game. You know, they'll be supposedly, at least according to Shams of the Athletic, the Mavs are set to host LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers on Christmas Day.
And the last time that they played on Christmas Day was against the LeBron James led team
Miami Heat, yeah,
post championship.
2012, right? It was the
20,
the
yeah, the eleven
finals
twelve
match
season.
rematch. Yeah.
So it was 11 Christmas.
Okay.
11 Christmas, the
Yeah,
11-12 season.
that's right.
Um but yeah, I mean, dude, every bit of all the matchups, they're all exciting. They're all
Yes.
exciting. This is probably, depending on how the Sixers shake out, and I guess how
Hmm.
James Harden plays this season to me. Um this is probably the best slate of Christmas Day games, as far as what should be the most competitive batch that you've ever seen of
Yeah.
games that I've ever come across. Because I mean, like,
Yeah.
look at all these matchups, yo.
Two in
Like,
the East and three in the West.
Just absolutely stellar. John Morant and the Grizzlies versus Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Western Conference semis rematch.
Bucks, Celtics,
Oh, another semis rematch, and this time from the East.
Sixers, Knicks.
Surprised it's kind of not the Nets. I was kind of surprised, but I guess the playing in the Garden on Christmas is a really great tradition to have continue.
Man, and man, where was the other one?
The
Oh
Suns and
God,
Nuggets, I believe,
Suns,
Drew.
Nuggets. Yeah, Suns,
Yeah,
Nuggets. Man, is that all? Did I get them all? I get them all?
yeah.
Yeah,
Lakers,
yeah.
Mavs are is what you mentioned first, and then you
One
got the other four.
one thing I don't think has been established yet. I mean, we know what who is playing who, like what our
And
matchups are going to be, but the
mhm.
order is
And what
what.
time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the order and time is what we don't know yet. Um,
Let
Man,
if
I guess
if
let's put on some on the spot predictions of what we think it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I think we might be able to get some figured out.
Okay, so
I'm
I think it starts. I think one of the first two games are Sixers Knicks.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's the game that starts.
I think it's
Honestly,
first probably, yeah.
yeah,
And I think Bucks Celtics
yeah.
is
Second,
either second or the last one. I want to say second. Okay. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
I'm
say
gonna say
second. Yeah,
Sixers Knicks, then Bucks Celtics,
yes.
and then I'm gonna go Nuggets and who'd you say they're playing
Suns.
again? Suns. Nuggets, Suns, Lakers, Mavs, and then finale Warriors, Grizz.
I'm gonna say it's Sixers Knicks to start, then Bucks Celtics. I'm gonna go Lakers Mavs because I think that they normally try to have that third game as like the biggest matchup that they throw onto ABC, and then I think it's gonna be Suns Nuggets and Grizzlies Warriors back to back on ESPN.
Well, if it's the
So
third matchup that goes to ABC, then I don't think the Nuggets and uh, Suns will be that third matchup. I think it'll swap then. Then Bucks Celtics will be third. Whatever. Bucks and Celtics will be on ABC. I think Bucks
okay,
and Celtics will be on ABC. I
all right.
think that is for sure, and I think that Grizzlies Warriors the last game is a guaranteed. So I think
Did
those are locked in. What's going to happen?
So I thought it was first game on ESPN, second and then third game back to back on ABC, and then fourth, fifth back to back on ESPN, with the first game also being on ESPN. Maybe I'm wrong. It could change, but
I am
um,
pretty sure that ABC is either noon or like the 2 or 3 o'clock game, whatever, whichever
I,
one
I
it
thought
is.
they did. I thought they did too, but I may be
I don't know if
wrong.
they. I don't remember honestly. I just
Yeah,
know that whichever one that is going to be
it's gonna
Bucks
be Bucks
Celtics,
Celtics. Yeah,
and I just think that Grizzlies, Nuggets is, people want to go to sleep, but it's Grizzlies Nugget or not. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Grizzlies
Warriors.
Warriors. People
Yeah,
want to go to sleep, but are you? It's
no,
Grizzlies
not for
Warriors.
that one. No,
No way. The Grizzlies
it
beat your champs by like what was that, 30 or 50 or something? I don't know.
it
Insane number in
was
one of
yeah, it
those games. So like
was a big
that's
time beatdown.
Jaw, gonna be jawing all day,
Yeah.
hyping it up.
Did
Steph
you
gonna be out there talking about this, and it's just you're not gonna
Did
be
you
able to go to
happen to
sleep.
see that video? I think it was on Twitter where it was like it said how Grizzlies Warriors is going to be on Christmas Day, and it was one player at a pickup game about to shoot a three, and like two people come and tackle him to the ground or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Oh man,
it's gonna be a brawl with those
yeah.
guys,
If
but
it
it's
were
gonna be
Christmas
fun.
Eve that these games would be played, it would kind of be, nobody's going to go to sleep, and Santa Claus isn't going to come if
What
because you got to watch those good basketball matchups.
what's gonna make this so fitting though, and especially with Grizz Warriors last, if Warriors win, Steph is gonna be like good night to everybody as everybody's literally going to sleep. So I feel like the league's trying to get that, and if Warriors win, it's just gonna line up. And what's gonna also happen because Ja is like this, and I know he would do this. If the Warriors beat or lose to the Grizzlies, Ja is gonna be petty and give him the nighty night himself on the way
Yes,
out, or somebody on the Grizzlies is maybe Dylan Brooks because he's like that, but
the
they're gonna
instigator.
do it to taunt. Yes, if they beat the Warriors, they're definitely gonna do that for
Yeah,
sure, and that's gonna be stellar though.
this
But
is going to be a great slate. I don't want Christmas that quick, but I cannot wait for these matchups
man, yeah,
because we
we
got
need.
football season
Yeah, I
first.
was about to say slow it down. I need to take this. Just roll as slowly as you can through this.
They always, when you were a kid, you talked about it coming as slow as molasses or whatever. So it's not gonna be not quite that slow, but
Well,
yeah.
what's on tap next, ladies and gentlemen, is something you haven't had in a while, and that's BJ's best.
All right, Drew. So we're recording this on Monday. So
No,
actually,
we're not.
no, we're not.
You
What
liar.
day of
This
the
is
week is
Tuesday.
this?
This is
What day of the
Tuesday,
week
sir.
is this? Okay, we normally do these on Wednesdays, so I've got my days all confused.
Uh huh.
So we're recording this on a Tuesday, and it just so happens to be that today is August the 16th.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is a pretty big day in terms of historical figures.
Oh, it's Young Thug's
So
birthday.
it's
Is
not
that what we're
great,
talking about?
but whose birthday?
Young Thug, the rapper. His birthday.
No, and that's not who I was meaning to
Oh,
talk about. At
okay.
least,
Sorry.
no. But you did mention a musician, and there were two legendary musicians, and unfortunately, they share one thing in common. They were both, or they both died on this day.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
sad.
trying to bring the mood down or anything, but Aretha Franklin, we lost her on this day back in 2018, Queen of Soul. We lost Elvis Presley on this day back in 1977, the King of Rock.
Ooh,
And I don't know if you saw the new Elvis movie that came out.
did not.
Okay, well, I did, and I thought it was really good. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about. But
Okay.
also, I'd be repressed if I didn't mention that legendary baseball player Babe Ruth. He also died on this day way back
Dang.
in 1948. So this is pretty, not necessarily as great in terms of, days, but you've got three legends in what they did, and they all said, bye on this day. And so that's kind of,
Said bye. That's how.
I'm not trying to be
Said
morbid. I'm not
bye.
trying to be morbid, but
They ate
they
the
all
dirt on this
yeah,
day. Oh
they all
my
succumbed to death on this day. So anyway, I brought that up to say, as
god.
Drew tries to regain himself, um, I found this list of the 10 best Elvis Presley songs, and since this
Oh
is
gosh.
actually the 45th anniversary of his death today,
45th.
I thought that this would be something, and I'm sure, I don't know if you listen to a lot of rock and roll,
I do not. Not since I left
so
the my high school weight room. Uh, but no, I've got a good. I got a best friend whose daughter is in love with Elvis Presley, so I'm gonna have to
okay,
show her this bit of this and
yeah.
see what she thinks about your song rankings.
Okay, well, I'm not saying these are my song rankings,
Okay, it's
but
just what you
these
found. I'll
are
see if she approves
accord,
of this.
according to Rolling Stone, actually, Drew.
Oh, okay.
This is the top 10 readers poll Elvis Presley songs. So here we go with number 10. Just 2 months before Sam Phillips and Colonel Tom Parker sold his contract to RCA for $40,000, Elvis went back into Sun Studios in Memphis and cut a cover of the song "Mystery Train." I don't know if you've heard of it. It was one of the early Elvis songs that he was able to mix kind of the blues with the jazz and the gospel music. He was such a pioneer in doing that. And his version of Mystery Train went all the way to number 11 on the country chart. A couple months later, there would be a big time song that I think will be on this list that would completely eclipse everything that Elvis had recorded up until that point. But it is apparently in the top 10 among his most beloved songs. So we'll go to number 9 now, and
Okay.
it's Kentucky Rain, which is a 70s cover he did. It was one of his early 70s songs that he released. It went all the way to number 16 as a single back in January of 1970. It was one that only stayed around for him a couple weeks, actually, as a part of his live show. So it's not one that you hear a lot. It doesn't get a lot of airtime. So then you go down number 8. The Civil War had been over for 100 years, and he sang an American trilogy in 1972. So the big three songs from that era. There was obviously the oh shoot, not just Dixie, but um the Union song. I'm blanking. My mother is gonna come in here and scold me for forgetting uh, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. I think is what I was trying to say. So
Okay.
it combined Dixie, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, and All My Trials into a fantastic patriotic medley. So and for combined three songs, the song only lasts 4.5 minutes. So he did a fantastic job of of putting them all together. At number seven, this was one I mentioned as the one that really changed things for Elvis Presley when he released Heartbreak Hotel back in 1953. This was what really turned people on to Elvis. This is what got him a lot of his first radio play. It would stay at number one for 7 straight weeks in 1956. So it's one of his most enduring songs. I'll go ahead and go a little bit quicker. Number six is Love Me Tender, one of his soulful renditions of ballad before they really were known as ballads. Um, that was really what gave him a lot of, you know, how he became such a heartthrob in the 1950s. Number five, he did Can't Help Falling in Love. And that's a great song as well. It was written for the 1961 movie that he starred in called Blue Hawaii, and it was one of the songs that he always played at the end of his shows. Pretty much every time he would play this one at the end. Number four is Jailhouse Rock, one of his best rock songs that he did. Uh, let's rock, everybody, let's rock. I'm not going to do too much more than that because I
Okay,
can't
sing
sing
it,
like
BJ.
Elvis
Go ahead.
Presley. No, no. But the song was part of the movie under the same name, Jailhouse Rock, in 1957. Number three, he released a soulful version of the song "In the Ghetto," and his mama cried. It's one that it still holds true, and he released this in the '60s, and a lot of that early momentum that he gained in the '50s, he kind of lost until he kind of found another spark, and this song was released as a result. And then obviously you can't not talk about Elvis Presley without mentioning the song that he wrote and recorded just a couple months after Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. It's a song called "If I Can Dream," and if you've never heard it, Drew, it gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. So I know you're not as big into the old school music, but it's one that I think you should check out. And the number one song, according to the Rolling Stones list here, is Suspicious Minds. And I think when you talk about Elvis Presley, you can think of a lot of songs, but Suspicious Minds is one that always comes to mind for me when talking about Elvis. And this one is kind of talking about his marriage falling apart. We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams with suspicious minds. So, all in all, it was his first number one hit in 7 years, and it was a regular highlight of every show he performed. So, I would highly recommend In the Ghetto. If you haven't seen the Elvis movie, it's really good. There's a
How
little
long
bit
is
of
it?
it's about, I think it's a little over 2 hours. It's not. It doesn't feel like it though. It really does do a good job of kind of explaining, how Colonel Parker found Elvis, and it's kind of told from Colonel Parker's perspective in that he thinks that he was just as responsible for making Elvis into what he would become as Elvis was for having the talent. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but um, that's not quite it for what I have for BJ's best because I didn't tell you about this, but I know your birthday's coming up on Sunday. We're 5 days away from your birthday. You're about to join
Oh no,
a
no,
very
don't
exclusive. No, 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 no,
BJ,
no, no,
not the
no.
27 Club.
I'm not talking about the 27 Club.
Okay.
This is the significance of what it will mean when you turn 27. They
I was
talk
about
about,
to say
yeah,
I
no. So they
Yo.
talk about in astrology. I'm completely springing you onto this without telling you first, but
Okay.
I've been 27 for already half a year, and so welcome to the club, big boy.
Hey,
So this article I found talks about what you might expect astrologically wise. And I don't know if I buy into it, but I thought you might be interested in hearing about it. So
okay.
the term Saturn returns is talked about between the ages of 27 and your early 30s. It's a phrase that means, or it's a phase, I should say, when the planet Saturn returns to the same exact place in the sky as when you were born. So, upon the end of the Saturn return, it is said that you're supposed to wake up, leave childhood or childlike behaviors behind, and become a proper adult. So, I don't know if you buy into it a whole lot, but astrologically wise, 27 usually means the beginning of where you fully become an adult, I guess. It talks about also in this article that I found in numerology uh, how much
Leo.
the
Leo
yeah,
gang. Let's
Cam's
go.
birthday was just a few
Happy
weeks
belated,
ago.
Cam.
He anyway, this article talks about numerology, and so it says any number above 11 becomes a single digit number by splitting up each double digit number above or adding to them one by one. So in the case of 27, you split up the 2 and the 7 and add it together, which equals 9. And so the number 9 is a number of completion in numerology. When we come across the number 9 or live on a day of the 9, which is, for instance, a couple years ago, September 5th, 2020, ends up adding up to 9. The month of the 9, September, or the year of the 9, 2007, 2016, 2025, all equal 9, is a supposed to be a wonderful time to gain spiritual awakening and put something to an end so that you can start fresh. It would be potentially a cleanup phase, tying up loose ends before moving forward with something new. Again, I don't know if necessarily we believe in a lot of that, but just very interesting what what cultures believe about the number 27, the number 9. Something to ponder as you get ready to celebrate a 27th birthday. That we got to do this now because next time we do an episode, you will have turned 27. So I want to speak for myself and probably for a lot of our listeners that would say happy early birthday, Drew. And of course, I'll give you proper birthday greetings on Sunday as always. So
Well, thank you, sir. This is definitely interesting. I'm definitely into that and looking
yeah,
more into what all has to do with
Saturn
that.
return is if you're an astrology guy.
Saturn's return. No,
Yeah.
I'm into it. I mean, I look at the zodiac stuff and whatnot. So I mean, like, okay,
Very interesting. It's very
it
interesting.
is.
Like I said, I don't know if I necessarily believe it as much, but it is interesting to see what it talks about, especially from an astrological perspective.
Well, it's about to start off with a lot of opportunity. I'm not about to spoil anything, but it's we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll very much see how that goes.
I think
We'll
it could
spin
be
the
very
block on this episode.
yeah,
We'll spin the
I
block.
think it could be very fruitful for you, Drew.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you, Cam. Uh,
Leo gang, rise up, Drew.
yeah, for real, gang in this thing, man. Yeah, man, BJ, it's definitely good to be back. I'll tell you that. You know what? You
Absolutely.
know what? I'm gonna be glad is back when it comes back here pretty soon.
What's that?
College football, dude.
Oh, heck yeah.
Saturdays are gonna be filled with college football action, and DraftKings might that might be where you need to be at. It's time to enjoy the tradition, the fun, and the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook, and a cold beverage if you're watching some football on the weekend. Doesn't hurt too. If you're of legal age, 21 plus. To celebrate the best time of the year right now. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, yes, $5 on any team to get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose.
Yeah, Drew, over on my other pod, I've been talking about college football for over 3 weeks now, and I've been trying to build up the TikTok and get some college football. So I'm definitely ready for the return of college football. But, Drew, if that's not enough action, don't worry because you can place a same game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout with DraftKings Sportsbook. So just combine multiple bets into one, like which team's going to get the win, who's going to be the first to score in the game, and so much more. You talk about week 0. We'll be having some college football games here a week from Saturday, in fact, Drew. So it's going to be upon us before you know it. For week 0, I'm not going to give too much away, but if you want to do a same game parlay, look into, I believe, Utah State and Nebraska. I think those two
Ooh.
teams are going to be really good this year. They're both playing week 0. You can probably get some favorable spread parlay action with DraftKings Sportsbook. And best of all, Drew, it's safe, secure, and reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want with DraftKings Sportsbook.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TBPN. Bet just $5 on college football and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code TBPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
20 plus 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, Drew. I know I ask it of you every time we do an episode, but I'm very interested today as we return for season 3. What's on Drew's mind for the season
Well,
3 premiere?
well, BJ, it's good you specified right there. Okay. In general, I mean, there's a lot on my mind. I won't present that just yet. I'm gonna keep holding off. I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks.
Okay.
So no official announcement right now, but
Nothing.
it
Okay.
is on my mind. It is on
All
my
right.
mind. But that's not what we're talking about today.
Not what we're
I
talking
wanted to
about.
I wanted to shift gears away from this. I was talking about, or you mentioned earlier that today is a Tuesday,
Hmm.
the rare Tuesday, and probably the only Tuesday that we have ever or will ever record on a Tuesday.
Pretty much,
So
yes.
I had to take advantage of the luxury of recording this episode on a Tuesday. So I like to look out for the national whatever day and stuff like
Hmm.
that. There is one out there. I could pop into it. It won't go too far deep. We'll see how it goes here in a minute, but I've got one specifically for today, and I will not
Well,
spoil Better Call Saul Sam.
he
Better Call Saul Cam. I haven't seen the last few episodes, so I can't spoil anything. So you don't
I'm
spoil
not gonna
anything.
say I'm not gonna say a word. I promise.
But on Drew's mind today, BJ, it's Taco Tuesday.
Oh
It is
yeah,
Taco
Taco
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, I'm not gonna do all that.
Oh,
But Taco Tuesday is what's on Drew's mind today. And the sad part about this Taco Tuesday is I didn't actually have any tacos today. I'm kind of sad about it.
oh. Well, I'm
And
not
I
having
could
tacos either.
I
Don't worry.
could cook them, but I ran out of shredded cheese and I don't want to go to Walmart. Oh, it's so
No,
tragic. First world
no.
problems, I know, but we're here to talk about tacos in general. You may even
Okay.
have a with it or quit it question that comes
Hmm.
referring to some tacos.
Okay.
But we're
Okay.
all about the tacos, taco Tuesday,
Taco, taco,
tacos
taco, taco.
today. We're about the tacos. So BJ,
All
where I'm
right.
going with this is, I need to know what things that you would eat if they were on your tacos.
Okay. Very
Like
interesting.
what? So out of all these, tell me if you would eat this if it was on your taco, or a taco like made of these
That
things. So like you've heard of fish
okay.
taco, so I could say fish, but like you could have, so that would be fish taco.
I've
Okay,
never had fish tacos. I'm not a big
I
fish
have not
guy in
either,
general, so
but I am
I'm
intrigued.
gonna say
Oh
probably
no, no,
no, but
fish isn't one of them. Fish isn't one of them.
oh,
That
okay,
was just an example. Just an example.
okay, okay, all
Okay,
right. I
we
get
are
you now.
getting
I
we're
get you
getting
now.
into it now. Okay, so
Perfect.
making your taco. All right, BJ, would you put black beans on your taco?
I would think about it. I don't mind black beans off to the side, but mostly if I'm gonna have taco, I do just the rice and refried beans. So,
Okay,
not to say that I don't like black beans, but I got kind of gotten used to the refried.
you
Black
like the
beans are
double
supposed to be
decker, is
healthier.
what you're about. You like double deckers.
Yeah.
You'll make a homemade double decker. There you
Oh
go.
yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Taco Bell, if anybody's watching this right now that can make any decisions, bring the double decker back. There's literally
Yes.
no reason to get rid of it. Bring it back. Okay,
They got rid of so many things that they shouldn't have gotten rid of.
and that's the one thing they have not brought back at any point in time is a double decker. Oh,
Yeah,
not that I remember.
give
It
give them
doesn't last
time.
long.
Maybe
Okay, next up, cilantro.
I do
Would you
like cilantro.
put some
Yes,
cilantro on your taco?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It
cool.
depends on the type of taco. Like if I'm gonna have a beef taco, I probably wouldn't. But when I get like some chicken tacos or whatnot, I do put
Uh
some
huh.
cilantro on there. It's good.
Okay, okay. How about fajita veggies? So like
Oh yeah, the
bell
grilled veggies.
peppers,
Yeah,
onions.
I don't know if I would put it on taco if it's like basically a fajita but in the shape of a taco. Like if you give a tortilla and like the fajita meat and the fajita veggies, then yeah, because it's essentially like a fajita but in this like small taco almost. So yeah, I think I would, but it
Okay.
just depends.
How about some grilled vegetables like cucumber, corn,
Hmm.
peppers,
Yeah, I was gonna say
jalapeno.
uh, the grilled veggies. I'm gonna say no to grilled veggies, but I do
Feel
like the
that.
regular veggies. Yeah,
Feel that.
yeah.
Okay. Next up, roasted sweet potatoes.
I'm not a big sweet potato guy, so no,
I'm
I
not
don't
a
think I'd
sweet
put
potato
it
guy
on
at
the.
all.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it on a taco.
And this one is interesting, but I mean, it just, I don't even know. I'm just going to mention it. Cauliflower.
No, I don't like
Okay. Yeah,
cauliflower.
I didn't think it's good. I'm glad we're moving on from that. Pico de gallo. Are you a
I
pico de
would
gallo guy?
I would consider it, but then normally I'm not. I normally don't ask for pico, but I've had it in the past. It's not bad. I'm white. I get too much of that spice inhibitor gene or whatever. So I I'm putting myself down. It's okay. It's okay.
And Cam, what is this? Cilantro is soap? What? No,
I don't
cilantro,
understand.
it's good.
I
I'm
don't know if
so
that's an
confused.
autocorrect or
I don't know.
I
Maybe,
am
I don't know what he's going
confoozled.
with that one. Would you put
Confused.
salsa on your tacos?
Yeah, I put salsa. I put
Okay, let me
queso
get
and
you.
guac too. Yeah.
Would you put the green salsa, like salsa verde, on
In
your
fact,
tacos?
yeah, I did last night. I was
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Better Call Saul finale. We had a little watch party. Had some chicken and a little tortilla. Put some on the chicken and then the tortilla kind of made like a chicken taco like that. So yeah,
Heck yeah. Guacamole.
yes,
There you
yes,
go, BJ. I knew you were going there with that one.
yeah,
Sour
absolutely.
cream.
Most of the time, no, but that's not because I don't like sour cream. I do on occasion.
Okay. How about, and this is, I didn't expect to see this one, but why not? Chipotle sauce.
Not really. No, I'm not a big. I don't like the taste.
Okay. How about ranch dressing?
I have never once thought to put ranch dressing on a taco.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, you get a chicken bacon ranch tacos or like a oh my goodness,
yeah, I mean,
not a
yeah,
chicken bacon ranch.
it could work. I
Or
just don't necessarily when I do like chicken bacon ranch, I don't think of that as like a taco. I
like
guess.
a chicken taco. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's a taco place in I think Maumelle, Arkansas. There's like some chicken bacon taco. Dude, it was
Okay.
so good.
Oh,
Oh
and
my
it had ranch
goodness.
on
Like,
it.
oh man,
Mm.
that was I
Well,
would live there.
I think I would more likely put barbecue sauce first on a chicken taco than ranch. I like ranch, but I don't know. It just kind of feels weird on a taco.
Man,
Just my taste.
you would like that. Okay.
I might have to try it.
Red
He said
onions.
meant to taste like soap is what Cam says. Um, red onions every once in a while. I normally try to avoid onions. I don't really care for the taste,
Good
but it's
good choice. I like
yeah,
that.
it's
Onion
not bad
steep.
in small doses.
It's bad. Uh, jalapenos.
No, I don't mess with it.
Oh,
Jalapenos,
Lewis,
that like I said, I got the spice inhibitor gene.
you big baby.
I know.
That's the last one I had for you. Unless
So
you want
no
a weird one.
jalapeno on my taco.
Unless you want a weird one.
Okay, relay it on me. Why not?
Okay. Uh, cowboy caviar.
What in the heck is that?
It's a mix of a whole bunch of different stuff. It's got like
I've never even heard of
corn,
it.
black beans, tomatoes, avocados. Oh no, this looks horrible.
It
So,
doesn't sound like everything that's in it is bad. It just doesn't
it's not
sound
together. It
necessarily
doesn't.
great altogether.
That's how I feel
I'm,
about potato salad.
I might be willing to try it, but I don't know. I've never even heard of it. Yeah, I'm a chicken. Go ahead and
Do you
laugh
like
at me
potato
all you want,
salad?
Cam. Do I like potato salad? Not really. No.
Okay, good call. All the things that are in it are good, but not together. Like
Yeah,
mayonnaise and pickles should not be a thing.
yeah,
Mayonnaise and mustard not be a thing.
yeah.
It's nasty. You don't do that. BJ is a chicken.
I've had
Right,
jalapenos before, but I also don't like the taste. So
right. Can't blame you. Oh wow,
yeah.
jalapenos are lovely. Grow up. Um. Anyway,
I'll just be the big old chicken baby over here.
it is time to talk some WNBA, Mr. BJ.
Heck yeah.
BJ, WNBA playoffs. The field is set. And
Yes.
the action begins tomorrow, and that's the main reason we're doing this on a weird Tuesday, because this action begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time on ESPN2 and finishes the night on ESPN.
Yeah.
Let me be generous and let me go ahead and share a screen here for those
Okay.
watching, so I can pull up our playoff stuff here. You got it on? Let me know
Okay.
what I'm. Am I looking good over there, BJ?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
All right, I'm getting it sized up
That's a
here.
good
I
bracket.
can't get the whole thing, but here it is.
That's pretty good.
Now here we go. We'll go. I guess. Let's see. How should we do this? We did left side then right side when we did our other bracket, so we might as well
Yeah.
stay true to what we're doing here.
Stay true
So
to form. Yeah.
anybody who is new to WNBA content or just needs a refresher on what's been happening, the WNBA playoffs have changed. There's no more first couple seeds get a bye all the way to the semifinals. There's no one game elimination anymore. The
Yeah.
first round is a best of three, which goodness, I hope eventually evolves into a best of five, but I'll take it. A best of three right now, where the highest seed hosts the first two home games, and then the third game is played on the road to the lower seeded team. And then the winners move on to a best of five semifinals and then a best of five finals. And I believe those are 2-2-1 for the best of fives in the semifinals and the finals. So
I
two
think you're right.
home, two away, and then home for the higher seed, and two away, two home, and then one for the lower seed. And there is no reseeding this year. There has been reseeding in the past. There is no reseeding this year. I'm very thankful for that. Now this is like a regular playoff format. So what you
Yeah.
come in with is what you finish with. So let's dig right into it.
All right.
Playoffs here, guys. Starting left to right, we're going to go with Vegas Aces and Phoenix Mercury. BJ, frankly, the Phoenix Mercury are lucky to be here, and it's
Yeah.
literally all because of one superstar, and she used to play on my team, and that's
Yeah.
Skylar Diggins Smith, that has taken this Phoenix Mercury team that was at the bottom of the depths, down and out, into the playoffs somehow.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can't say enough of what her contributions to this team have meant. I mean, you talk about all the, tipsy turvy top turmoil that this Phoenix team, and a tongue twister at that, that this Phoenix team has had to face this year. I mean, not having BG all season long, and having Diana Taurasi and getting there was when they're in altercation or an argument or something during a timeout on the bench with DT, or there was for sure somebody on the with
Yeah,
Phoenix
yeah.
that
Skylar and DT had a little
that's what
argument way
that's what
earlier
I
in the
thought.
season. And then
Yeah,
there was
and so,
something with Skylar on social media with her coach and everything.
yeah,
So
it's there's been a lot of stuff going on with this Phoenix team, and you said it. I mean, they are really lucky to be here, but I think they're overmatched. I think even with having Skylar Diggins Smith, I think this Vegas Aces team could win in a sweep. I think they could
I'm right.
take both games at home and move on.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Vegas is looking to make a point too, and like it would
Yeah,
be embarrassing for them to allow this to go to three games. To be honest,
yeah,
Phoenix
yeah,
shouldn't be allowed to slip one in. We don't even know if Skylar is officially going to be back and playing in the playoffs because she had missed those final two games for personal reasons. So
yeah. And
no
and
official
Cam
word
also
on.
is Vegas in two as well.
Yeah, so I got Vegas in the sweep as well. Las Vegas just too powerful overall. They've got the I'll go ahead and spoil this one. They've got the league MVP over there in Asia Wilson. So and Kelsey Plum is having a
Oh,
phenomenal year.
phenomenal.
Finally,
Absolutely.
truly coming into her own as the number one pick, and
Yeah.
I think they'll sweep for sure. Moving next on this left side here, this is the most interesting matchup for most people in this first round because goodness, this does not deserve to be a first round matchup.
I
It's
know.
too good, and I've actually got a bet in this one that was starting the season. I had the Mystics championship pick because it was why not? It's the Mystics.
Yeah.
Um, but Seattle 4 seed facing the Mystics 5 seed. I believe Seattle won the season series 2-1.
I double check for you.
And and there's something in me that really wants to go Washington here, but I just feel like this is gonna go three. There's no sweep here for sure.
Yeah.
This is gonna go three, and I hope it's an OT thriller in the game three. But I think Seattle overcomes it. I think they've got a good enough of a. They're back to being a really solid defense. Gabby Williams, Brianna Stewart, Ezzy Magbagor, and kind of the nucleus of that. And depending on what EDD is able to turn on in this first round, because I mean she's played 24 games out of the 36 this year.
Yeah.
Trying to manage coming back from that injury. If she turns it up like they kind of want her to, and what they've kind of primed her up to be able to do for this season in preparation for the playoffs, then they might be able to win in three still. I mean, but that's
Yeah.
going to be such a fun series to watch. And I guess I don't care how late up I'm going to end up staying watching it all, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch them all. I'm going to watch every second of every game of the playoffs as best I can. It looks like I'm going to have to buy a temporary subscription or pay somebody to use theirs, but I'm watching these stinking games, BJ. And
Yeah.
so Seattle in three, or in sorry, Seattle wins the series 2-1.
Yeah. Well, see,
Seattle in
yeah,
three. It's the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you were right on the money. I mean, this is what the Mystics have been, resting EDD for this run, and this is. I'm not gonna say this is a bad matchup because we saw the Mystics could really hang with anybody this year, and I think that even having in those games that they didn't have EDD, they were still really close to winning some of those games. I am going to say that the Storm taken in three as well. And I think it's going to be really close, as you mentioned. I think this is going to be a fantastic first round series. And if you're Vegas, you're hoping that you get Seattle in three because this Mystics team can absolutely hang with the Aces and give them a run for the money in the semis. But I'm going to take the Storm in three. Cam, he says Mystics in three. Drew, what do you think about
Okay.
that?
I like it. I mean, somebody's got to be the opposer,
Ballsy,
but
yeah.
I'm not. No, I wouldn't necessarily say ballsy. I
I
mean,
don't
you
think it
kind of
is.
these teams are. It's going to be a great series, and it's just going to kind of be a coin
Yeah,
toss in that final matchup, whoever wins. But I mean, no matter anybody, unless you're picking sweep, I don't necessarily see.
yeah,
Because I think no way Mystics go out and back to back losses or Seattle going back to
no,
back losses. I just don't see it. But either way, either one, I'm not opposed to being. It's nothing is crazy. It's if you said Phoenix was beating Vegas, then I'd say you're nuts.
yeah.
Go
That's
home.
very
But
ballsy. Yeah,
him saying this is nothing too crazy.
yeah.
So I accept it, Cam.
Shout out to
Going.
Nay also in the chat lurking, and she says Seattle in three as well.
Hey, shout out Nay for pulling up. Can't see it right now, but shout out Nay. Next up over here, moving to the right side of our bracket here. Number 2, Chicago, defending champs versus the 7 seed New York Liberty. Chicago Sky have had a number of single-digit victories this season. More than I'm comfortable with, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, record-wise, considerably better than last year.
Yeah,
I believe they've won 10 more games than they did last season.
we can double
So
check.
it's pretty close, somewhere around
Yeah,
there. And this is by far the most wins in franchise history. They hit that, man, weeks ago, at least a few
yeah.
weeks ago,
Back in
if not a
July, I
month.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a month ago nearly. So, Chicago versus New York here in New York started out pretty dead in the water. Sabrina came alive. They got Benaja Laney back. I think because Laney being back and as long as Howard is healthy and is able to play, because I think She missed some time at the end of the season. I don't want to click away and double check for y'all right now, but I think that can be one of
Yeah.
those that can slide to three as well. A lot of people are picking only two of these series to go 3 games, and that'll be one of them. So I think I'm gonna go Chicago in three to move on to the semifinals. I think they just have too much. They're a lot better team this year. They got a lot of talent. They've got the rating finals MVP. Candace was an MVP candidate this year. Defensive Player of the Year candidate as well. Candace is playing phenomenal basketball, and the Sky are primed to try and go back and go back to back for the first time. The have the first back to back championship since 2001 2002 when Lisa Leslie and the Sparks did it. And I think they're, I mean, almost destined to do it right now. I mean, if they end up losing, whatever, but it just makes so much sense for 20 years later, exactly for it to happen,
Yeah.
back to back again. And Candace Parker and Lisa Leslie were former teammates, so I mean, like all the parallels in the world right there. Hometown
Yeah.
hero comes back and wins back to back, the unprecedented that hasn't been done in 20 years. And she were nobody likes to talk about this. I don't either, but she retires on the mountaintop of back to back championships out at three, and that just sounds like the way it's gonna go. And that would be fantastic, super cool.
Yeah.
But
Great storyline.
yeah, fantastic storyline, fantastic. But Sky and three though, yeah, Sky and three
It's
still.
it's a fantastic storyline, Drew, but oftentimes doesn't happen.
Oh
But
wow, what a Debbie
that being
Downer.
that being said, you were talking
No
about the
way.
Sky. You were talking about the Sky having, so many close wins this year, single digit point
Oh
victories. Two of them came against the Liberty, and they lost a game against the Liberty as well. This Liberty team can absolutely play basketball with the Sky team, and they can win the series. I'm going to take the Sky in three, but I would not be a bit
oh,
surprised if Sabrina balls out and takes the Liberty to the second round. Give me the Sky in three, but I'm very confident in the ability that this New York team has, especially coming in the postseason.
when you got loud, I definitely thought you were about to say Liberty in three. I was about to say, whoa, man,
No,
that is
I
spice if we've ever had it.
I I mean, if you want me to get on the hot take or whatever on Twitter, I mean, you could have just asked.
Yeah. Next up, though, the final matchup in the playoffs in the first round: Connecticut versus Dallas. And I guess I got to be first here. Dallas did win the season series.
Hmm.
Um, they had an unprecedented first victory against Connecticut, and then they had their season worst loss against Connecticut
Yep.
following that. And then they followed it up with meeting them later and winning. So Dallas won this regular season series, but that doesn't mean anything. Here, let me bring you back to a parallel from last year. Dallas's first round matchup. I know this is multiple games now, but Dallas won the season series against the Chicago Sky last year and got bounced by them in the first round of the playoffs. So they won the season series against Connecticut, and that may not necessarily mean anything for this first round, especially since there's no official word on the status of Enrique to play in this first round, and
Hmm.
Satu is supposedly coming back. I was told a time ago now, it's been probably almost 2 weeks, that she was coming back soon. So, I mean, if she doesn't play the first game, there's no reason to play her.
No.
And if she's not, as ready as possible to like make a significant difference, I don't think you should play her. And it's also agitating if they don't play her both playoff games that this whole time they've been saying that she's day to day. But like, you
Hmm.
should have just ruled her out for the season a long time ago if you were not going to play her this whole time.
Yeah.
So I hate that they were making it seem like it was a day to day thing, but like she's never been listed since she's been re-injured as probable or you know doubtful, even like
Hmm.
consideration or questionable to possibly
Yeah.
play. It's been nothing but out, and so my heart wants Dallas in three,
Yeah.
or sorry, my heart wants this game to at least go to three, just so I
Hmm.
can go to a playoff game. I mean, Dallas in three would be cool too, but
Would be insane. Yeah.
I just want it to go to three.
Yeah.
But I think Connecticut sweeps them and moves on to the second round. I, I think they
Yeah,
have a point to make, and we're going to be the first victim.
I mean, and this is the question really that comes to mind for me is what Dallas team do we get? Because, we got a pretty dang good Dallas team after you and I had pretty much written them off a couple weeks back and said, the way they're playing right now, they're not going to make the playoffs. And what do? They go and ball out and win like all but one of their last, like games of the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, Drew. They beat the Sky and the Aces at home in back-to-back games. I mean, this is a team that has proven, like winning the season series with Connecticut, they can absolutely play some games against the top teams, the top echelon of teams in the W this season. So I think it is going to go three. I think you are going to get to go see a playoff game, and I'm going to try to make sure, depending upon when that third game might be, if it's next Monday or whatever, schedule wise, make sure it clears out. Uh, I'm going to try to go, but I think it goes three, but I think Connecticut will win in three. Cam also said Cam in three, or Connecticut in three.
Cam in three, that would be
Cam
funny.
in three,
Yeah.
yeah. Connecticut
Um,
said Cam in three. No,
but no, yeah, 3 games would be lovely.
yeah,
And what you talking about what Dallas has done lately, and let me pat
and
Dallas on
that
the back for a second.
yes,
Tierra coming through with the first ever Player of the Month for the Dallas Wings organization. Enrique didn't get one back in 2019 when she had that crazy scoring year, and Satu's never gotten it. And
yeah,
Tierra's first, you know, 2 months playing significant minutes for the Wings, she gets a Player of the Month.
yeah,
And Vicky Johnson, I guess in part because of the 5 game win streak, definitely, and how well Tierra's playing, got Coach of the Month.
mm-hmm.
I'll give. I mean, I'm not trying to diminish Coach VJ stuff. Give Coach VJ her flowers. This
No,
team they haven't grown into what they're trying to be, but they have made
mm-hmm.
significant strides,
Yeah,
mainly in the course of that 5 game win streak, to be where they are. If
yes,
Asia Wilson makes that layup under the basket, though, does this team keep riding the wave like it did? Or
I
does
don't
it lose
know.
momentum, get deflated because they got to go to overtime? Aces likely win that game,
Yeah,
and the win streak does not happen like it does.
yeah.
And the craziest part, BJ, and I believe I did this live on here, I definitely told my buddy Mark Schindler
Oh
from
my goodness. Oh, here,
WNBA.com that,
Drew, you got to see this real quick. Look at this.
thanks a
He
lot,
changed
Beach.
his name to Connecticut.
Oh, um,
Thanks,
yeah.
Cam.
What was I saying?
You were talking with Mark. Sorry, didn't mean to derail it.
Talking about what?
You were talking about the matchups with Mark a couple weeks ago. The episode that
Oh
I wasn't
yeah, I
here
was talking
for.
with. No, I didn't talk with him on the show, but just through messaging, just that about the predictions for the Wings for their last 16 games. I'm pretty sure I did that on here though. For their last 16 games, I was like expecting, a typical Wings to maybe hit 8-8, but I was like, I think they're gonna go 9-7 in their last 16 games, which they did. They went exactly 9-7. Should have actually gone 10-6. Got beaten down by Phoenix at home,
Yeah,
and could have gone 10-6. So I had all those possibilities, like 8-8 if they're still the old Wings, 9-7 if they make a little progress, 10-6 if the highest end of it. They weren't going to get
yeah,
any better than that, and I don't think they were going to do any worse than what they did. And if they did, I would have been like, okay, they lost to Enrique, they never got Satu back. I get it. So,
yeah,
but Wings got. Funnily, I said this too, right to 500 instead of being over 500. So they
yeah.
still technically have never been over 500 for a season. So that's
Hey,
kind of
but if
giggle.
they win 2 out of 3, they could potentially be over 500.
No, no, regular season.
No, I know. I'm messing.
And if they win any playoff game, this would be their first playoff win ever.
Yeah,
But best of luck to them. I hope they stretch it out to 3 games like the
absolutely.
season series. Whether it's, they really, I think they've got to take game one if they stand to make it go to three.
Yes.
Because I think Connecticut fights back definitely in game two, and then it's a dogfight in game three. But if you let game
Yeah.
one go, Connecticut's going to be like, let's put this to bed. So
Yeah.
you got to steal first
Yeah.
game. But Hopefully, I get to have
Absolutely.
some double Dallas playoff action. I got to do the Mavericks, and I hope I get to do some Wings action. That would be awesome.
Heck yeah.
So,
Heck yeah. Why don't you
um,
reveal your end of season awards for us now,
oh
Drew?
yeah, golly, sorry we took too long with that.
That's okay.
I'll go through awards quick, fast, and in
Real
a
quick.
hurry. I already stated my MVP is Asia Wilson.
Hmm.
Okay. I made this is a drastic change I made in the voting. Um, my defensive player of the year throughout the entire year it has been Brianna Stewart,
You went with
and
CP3.
I did not. I did
Oh,
not actually.
okay.
I turned tail last minute to go to Asia, so she's got
Oh,
MVP and defensive player of the year this year for me.
wow.
Uh, mo-
Wow.
Most improved player is Jackie Young.
Hmm.
Sixth player of the year is Breonna Jones.
Yeah.
Coach of the year Becky Hammond. Rookie of the
Hmm.
year Ryan Howard.
Hmm.
My all rookie team is Ryan Howard, Rebecca Gardner, Veronica Burton, Melissa Smith, and Shakira Austin. Because
Yeah.
all rookie is positionless. I
Yeah.
double checked that. Kim Perot Sportsmanship Award to Sylvia Fowles.
Hmm.
My all WNBA teams. First team, Kelsey Plum, Skylar Diggins Smith, Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Alyssa Thomas.
Very good.
Second team, Sabrina Ionescu, Jackie Young, Neka Gumake, Candace Parker, and Kelsey Mitchell.
Very good as well, man.
All defense first team. Man, I'm probably gonna get slammed for one of these. I blanked out. Okay, so forgive me when y'all hear this.
Okay.
My A couple of legends that are retiring this year made my all defensive first team here. Breon
All
January
right.
and Sylvia Fowles, Aja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, the forwards, and my other guard is Brittany Sykes.
Okay.
All defensive second team guards Ariel Atkins and Rebecca Gardner. Forwards and Alyssa Thomas should have been first team, but because of positions, I had to put her second team. Alyssa Thomas, Gabby Williams, and Ezzy Magbagor. And that is my
You forgot
full.
Candace Parker on defensive team. Did you not put her on there?
No, I did not put her on
Oh,
here.
okay.
Um, I mean, with positions, it's really hard.
Yeah. Oh,
Asia and Stewie, some of the leading candidates for defensive player of the
yeah.
year up there,
Yeah.
and then forwards. You had to put Alyssa Thomas in there, and Gabby Williams has been
Yeah.
playing outstanding defense. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It was tough.
I don't envy you,
That's
Drew.
not
I mean,
funny.
having
Ice
to
0517.
come on.
That's not funny.
I don't envy you because I know you probably had to make a lot of tough choices, and so I
My controversial stuff I only thought was the Asia last second change. Maybe not put
I mean
January on first team all defense again.
I don't
I panicked. I couldn't think of a
I
guard for a
I don't
second.
think Asia you getting defensive player of the year is that controversial. I mean,
No,
I'm
it's not. But most people are gonna go Stewie, or I've heard
yeah
some people talk Candace, like you said, and even
yeah
heck, coaches who were polled by I think Just W Sports had picked Alyssa Thomas. So it's
okay.
defensive player of the year is all over the place.
It's all over the place. Yeah,
But those are my votes. Leave me
that's a
alone.
good vote. It's a good
Okay,
vote. I'm
we're
not gonna
no,
criticize you. You did a
not
great
you. No,
job.
I meant everybody else. Once it comes out and y'all won't see who voted what, but y'all will see the votes, like the numbers, uh, and whatnot will align. Like if you see that, I'm not gonna get into it. Um,
Anyway,
oh, and MVP, we had to put a ranking. We had to put
okay.
our top five. So I had Asia, Stewie,
Hmm.
either AT or Kelsey Plum. I don't remember which one, but one of
Okay.
those two, 3 and 4, and then I believe Candace last. I'm gonna double check myself on that.
Alrighty.
Oh wait, no, I can't right now. But
That's all good. We'll
I
figure it
think that's
out.
what I got. But that 3 to 5, I mean, everything after official MVP
One
doesn't
and
really
two.
matter. But
Yeah.
if you see like that person, the one person that did Candace like fifth in voting, if you see one, that was me. I'm sorry, leave me alone. I love her. Go away. With her to quit it time, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, let's get right into it, BJ.
First one of season 3. Here we go.
With it or quit it. Number one, we talked about tacos earlier.
Yes.
Are you a crunchy taco guy or a soft taco guy? Well, I guess the appropriate way to ask this: crunchy tacos greater than soft tacos. Are you with it? Or are you gonna quit it?
I'm gonna quit it, Drew. I like soft
Oh,
tacos just as much as I like the crunchy tacos. In fact, it
uh,
just depends on where I'm getting the tacos from as to whether I get crunchy or soft. Like if I go to Rosa's, I'm slamming the heck out of the soft tacos. But if I go to like Taco Casa, Taco Bell, I'm getting the crunchy for sure.
okay. Number two, Better Call Saul is now your favorite TV show of all time.
Quit. I'm gonna quit it. I'm gonna quit it. I mean,
Dang.
I don't think you'd have the success of Better Call Saul without Breaking Bad. And without going into spoilers, I thought they did a fantastic job where they left the story off. There's possibility they could return to the universe in the future, but I still think the Breaking Bad ending was better. So I'm gonna say Breaking Bad still just 1A, Better Call Saul 1B.
Wow. Rotten Tomatoes will argue with you.
Yeah,
Here,
I know they will, but
crazy factoid about Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's first episode was 86% rated Rotten Tomatoes.
the
Everything
lowest, right?
else, yes, the lowest by far. The rest of them were like, I don't know, 96 and higher for the rest of them.
Well,
But
I just
that's
started
its
rewatching.
downfall.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I started rewatching it. I rewatched like the first season like the last week or two, and it was not as bad as I thought it was. Like, I mean, when you compare it to everything else that they do, it's kind of a little bit slow, but you had to
Oh,
build
yeah.
it up to get to where they were gonna go with it.
Yeah. And I mean, the turnaround is quick because, I mean, he flips the switch
Yeah,
like no other.
yeah, it's
But yeah, it was mad slow. If I had not, if I wasn't able to get into it the first episode or two in season two, I wasn't gonna finish it.
yeah.
But it grabbed me in the first couple of episodes, and I kept going, and it got crazy.
The
But
episode where he goes to Tuco's office, that's what grabbed me. I'm going.
yeah,
Sorry.
and the thing about Better Call Saul is that not one episode of the show is rated under 97%, or not episode,
That's
sorry,
season. Yeah,
series 97 for all of it. I
man.
think this latest season is about to finish at 100%, probably, or
Yeah,
99. They're finishing up ratings. And then one of the other seasons was 99. It might have been four. I think four was
yeah,
99 as well. The other is 98, and then I think the first two were 97s.
yeah.
So
It's
it's
insane.
Supreme TV.
Very great,
I don't
and
know,
not
like, as far as like everything that I've looked at Rotten Tomatoes views for, I haven't seen anything that has been like all their stuff is 97 and higher. That's
no.
ridiculous.
Nothing is. Even Cam says Breaking Bad is still king though.
That's
I think that
crazy. I'm gonna rewatch it and I'm gonna assess for real.
yeah, I think you wouldn't have had the success of Better Call Saul if you didn't have Breaking Bad. I make the argument that Breaking Bad had to come first.
Yeah, but yeah, legendary show. Can't wait to watch the
Absolutely.
finish.
Yes.
Next up, number three, Spotify is greater than Apple.
Well, now
With it
wait a
or quit
minute.
it.
You're just
Are you a
trying to
Spotify guy or an Apple guy?
you're just trying to get people on either platform upset with me on this one. I see what you're doing here, Drew. No, anyway, I am a Spotify guy. I don't have an iPhone or anything, so I don't very rarely do I get on Apple Podcasts.
Well, that just nixed our
I
whole
know.
with it or
I
quit it
know.
of quit it. One of these days, you're gonna get all five of something. It's
I
gonna happen.
know. I know.
Spotify, look at Spotify, all in the chat. Cam,
Wow.
Nay, and
Spotify,
Ice.
yeah.
Boom, Crapple. Ooh, dang, that's
Wow.
tough.
I think are
That's
you the only one that's defending Apple Pods right now?
Who's defending Apple Pods?
I said, are you the only one right
No,
now?
no, no, no.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm a Spotify guy. I'm a Spotify guy.
Okay. Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
We're all
All right.
Spotify in here. How about that?
Number four. BJ, have you seen the movie The Sandlot?
Yeah, of course.
So you recognize this guy,
Oh yeah, Benny Smalls.
Squint.
Oh, Squint. Sorry. Why did I say that? That's stupid on stream again. How about that?
Okay,
Yeah,
number four.
Squints. Mm-hmm.
Squints is the best character on The Sandlot. With it or quit it.
Oh, make me rank them like I rank my children that I don't have. Um. Oh man. Fine. I'll say with it. I'll say with it. I
I can't take it anymore.
can't take it anymore. Oh man, that's such a great movie. It's tough. I like all. I like them all. How am I supposed to rank them?
With it or quit it, PJ. Is he the
I
best or is he
know, I
not?
know.
Squint to the field.
Squints to
The
the
people
field.
need to know.
I'll take squints. I'll take squints.
Oh, that's the first time you have not deferred to the field when picking a character or a player or the field.
I
Let this
know.
be known that BJ is
There,
setting
you want some
lowdown
history?
records in season 3.
You want some history? There you go. How about that?
Take that for data. And
Cam does not
last,
like that one. Oh man,
I'm evil.
very tough question. Number
Number
5.
5. I'm about to tug at some baseball hearts right now,
Ooh,
and I need to know where you stand in the chat as well. If you are a baseball fan, especially in
yeah.
Texas. BJ number 5. The Texas Rangers
Hmm.
will be a better baseball team. I don't want to say organization. Better baseball team without Chris Woodward. With it or quit it.
Oh, I'm gonna quit it, and I'm gonna quit it hard. I've been
Ooh.
very, very displeased with this move because you've seen progress from just even last year. Maybe they're not quite where the front office wanted them to be this year, but realistic fans, people that have realistic expectations for the Rangers, knew they weren't going to go out and be World Series contenders when they brought in Simeon and Seager. I've been very impressed with what I've seen from the young talent they've acquired in trades. I know the pitching is coming in a couple of seasons, and I think that's the window. When the window opens, when Leiter, Rocker, and those other young guys, when they bring up Josh Young, they're pretty much just the pitching, one outfielder, and maybe a better catcher away from being, I think, a very
A
well-rounded
healthy
team.
catcher.
Yeah, a very well-rounded team that could make deep playoff runs and compete for the World Series again. So this is, I think this was the wrong decision because I think Chris Woodward was a great guy put in a very bad spot. I mean, they still have a chance to salvage a a winning record at this point. It's going to be tough. They pretty much have to get pretty close to winning out. They won't, but they're going to be better than they were last year, and I think that he should not have been fired, especially not this soon.
Oh, you kind of answered it right there. I was about to say, was it a wrong decision or was it just too early?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it was the wrong decision. I especially think it was too early. What I think
Okay.
the biggest problem has been is that this was the last hire that John Daniels made while he was still GM. And now the John Daniels has been promoted to like president of baseball operations, and Chris Young is the general manager. And Chris Young is wanting somebody in that he thinks is going to be more analytical based, I guess maybe, or he wants his own guy in. I'm guessing is the
Well,
reason why they did this. But I think Woodward was doing a great job.
BJ, I tell you this. I think that it was better to cut the cord now than to do it at the end of the season because unless the Rangers had a very successful September, because September's going to be hard for them, and that was,
Yeah,
whether they were a good baseball team right now or not, September was going to
yeah,
be hard.
yes,
And they're probably going to stink up September. And
yeah.
you would rather go ahead and go out right now where your team's kind of struggling and you felt like you didn't deserve your firing, as opposed to right after September or at the end of the season where your team probably doesn't even reach the goal it was predicted to get this season, depending on how bad September
I
is.
mean, I
Because
just still think that
he would get canned on like the last 2 months being like all time Ranger bad record, you know?
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think they will probably have losing records, but I think this team could still get close to 70, 75 wins. I mean, they're
I
already
think they
ahead
can
of where
get
they were.
close, but I
Yeah,
mean, it just depends on how September goes. Because they're already
yeah,
doing, there are what 12, 14 games under right now, and they're not
yeah.
necessarily playing inspiring baseball right now.
They
They're
they
still
they've
splitting
won
stuff.
they've
I
won
mean,
three in a row again. Like they beat Seattle. They won 2 out of 3
okay,
against Seattle over the weekend. And
yeah, but before that, it was splitting
oh, I
stuff.
know.
So they had won
Yeah,
the two against Seattle, but they lost two before that, and then they won one that
yeah.
went to 10 innings and lost the
They
one before that.
yeah they
So they're
split
not
like
putting up a true streak until right now. And I
yeah.
mean, it's just three. That could be just one series. You're crazy thinking they're going to be ALCS winners. Failed you. You have unrealistic expectations, sir. Um,
Yeah,
Mitch Garver is a good catcher,
yeah.
but we don't have
You
healthy
can
catchers.
you can always get better.
Yeah, we can find another catcher. Or if he's just healthy, I mean we'll be
Yeah,
fine. We'll be all
yeah.
right. But
I've liked Jonah
um
Himes. He's really emerged
yeah, love
this
me
year
some
too.
Jonah Heim. Love me some
Yeah,
Jonah Heim. Yeah. But
yeah.
Rangers
The rotation needs to be worked on. The bullpen has not been clutch at all, and that's not something you really can blame Woodward for. He's not overusing anybody. He just, for whatever reason, sometimes they have good moments, sometimes they don't. Like they
I
got a save last night.
I really think what got Woodward cut, and I'm surprised we're going into a deep ranges segment here. We're gonna stop here soon. But I think
Yeah,
what got him cut, like for real, was the fact that the Rangers were so close so often, and they lost by one score so many times.
yeah. The record
So
in
many
one run
times.
games is bad, and there's nothing that you really can say about that. This team is just not clutch. But I don't think that firing him is going to fix that. I don't
And
know
let me
what the answer is, but I think it's something that it's going to bounce back. It's going to balance itself out. It cannot sustain itself. You cannot have this many bad, one run games without
well,
it coming back to being good one run
well, let me
games.
pile on to the one run situation. It mostly happened in like the end of games, like
Yeah, the
final
late
inning,
innings.
like
Yeah,
you're up and then you just blow it. Like
yeah,
literally like the
yeah,
probably the definition of a blown save all the time is what happened to the Rangers throughout the
yeah,
course of the season. Just like
yes,
you had it, you let it go.
yeah,
What happened here? So
yeah.
I think that was it. If that record and that is way down, or if like their losses are like if their losses are beat downs as opposed to 1 point losses and the way they all happen, I think Woodward keeps his job at least to the end of the season. At
I
least.
don't. I don't know. I think if it had been all beatdowns, he would have been gone long before. I think this is. I think
Well,
you can.
think about this though, BJ. Does it hurt worse as you like if you're in an athlete position to get blown out or lose at the buzzer?
Yeah, it's
You
definitely
know?
lose hurts more to lose at the buzzer, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
just I still think that it's one of those things that can't sustain itself. And I say this: they had more blowout losses last year. Yeah, they had more blowout losses last year, Drew, and they were really out of it. I think that you could use how many close games they've been in, even though they haven't all gone your way. I think that should be used as signs of growth and improvement, that they're actually being more competitive and not just getting shellacked in every game.
Yeah. Well, let me stop this Ranger stuff where we talk too much
Yeah,
about it.
that's
That's
fine.
with it or quit it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the
Uh,
season three premiere.
if you guys like some baseball, there you go. You got a little bit of Rangers stuff at the end there. You can rock with that. Guys,
Yes,
don't forget
sir.
that we are partnered with Fanatics, so make sure you are out there. And we just got some news about a drop from our people at Fanatics. If you're a Notre Dame fan, they got some nice
Ooh,
cool merch out there for you to pick up. Make sure you're shopping all your Fanatics and your sports gear and collectibles with the Lowdown, though. We got the link in our
yes.
show every time, as always in our bio on our social media that you can see. Let me point my finger up in the top corner over there. Yeah, up there, right on top of BJ. Uh, all those social medias, you can find us there at the underscore lowdown, THA underscore lowdown, and hit the link tree, and you can get the you can get your way over to some Notre Dame merch, or if you want whatever. Nay is a fan of the Miami Heat. Shop Miami Heat with the lowdown. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Cam, whoever you're shopping with, brother, go
He's
shop with
going
us with the
Utah
lowdown.
State.
Utah State, come chop Utah State with the lowdown. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever your favorite team. Shopping with us. Appreciate you, Nay. BJ is gonna be all over that TCU stuff, so hop up
Yeah.
in there.
You're
All
gonna
your
get your
favorite
Texas gear.
WNBA players. Shopping with us. You want that
Yeah,
Skylar Diggins Smith jersey? Hey, come buy it with us through Fanatics. Come on, man. Shop with the lowdown. Shop with the lowdown. They got all different kinds of stuff,
absolutely.
and you can customize your own jerseys as well. So all different kinds of opportunities and gear, collectibles, jerseys, all with all shopping with the lowdown with Fanatics. So like I said, follow us on those social medias. If you're watching on the Twitch, YouTube, or Twitter, you can see all those right up there. So make sure you follow us on all those platforms we tell you about. And like we said about the mailbag, make sure y'all drop in on the email. Everybody in chat right now, y'all can send us an email and ask us a question that could be in our mailbag. Y'all you can do an individual with it or quit it for us. We'll answer all 5 of your questions,
Heck yeah.
whatever you got. But make sure you hit us up for Mailbag Monthly. We'll be doing that at the top of every month. So we'll be hopping on that and getting some Mailbag Monthly in. So be looking forward
Don't
to
make
see
the
what you
same
guys
mistake again, Cam. That's all right.
Oh man, got some NASCAR stuff via Fanatics. Forgot to do the code though. Well, I mean, the code is just for the free shipping. As long as you're shopping, if you're shopping NASCAR through our link, that one that finishes
That's
with the
fine.
lowdown, then you're good to go. You don't have the link it doesn't necessarily help us. It's just for you. If you want some free shipping, we got you hooked up with that code.
Yes.
So it's just about going through the exclusive link for us, which, like I said, is in the description of all our podcasts. On YouTube and on whatever podcast platform, and on our link tree that you can find on our social medias. But we appreciate you guys coming back and rocking with us for season 3. We got a lot in store. It's going to be super fun. Hope you like this new overlay. I think it's pretty cool. Made it myself.
I think it is too.
So,
Look at that.
uh, without further ado, appreciate everybody that was hanging out in the chat today for our return. Appreciate you guys coming in, showing up, and showing out. And like I said, happy belated Cam. And next time you guys see and hear from me, I'll be a whole year older. So I'm coming back. New me coming through on the Lowdown
Leo
season
gang.
3. Gang gang. All right. But we
Happy
appreciate y'all
birthday,
like we say.
Drew.
We will catch you guys next week. Salute.